I have to admit, I'm pretty bad with this first one. Forgetting to cancel free trials. Literally, just last week, I had to delete this Grammarly subscription. It was going for 4 months, and I just wanted to try it out back in December. Didn't even realize I was on the pro version, so there's money down the drain. The way you can prevent this, obviously, is by setting a reminder for yourself, putting in a calendar event, maybe at the end of that week or 2-week trial. Let yourself know to unsubscribe. And what's worse is when they automatically lapse you into an annual membership. So you could be wasting hundreds of dollars for an annual membership you didn't even want. Let me know in the comments if you've fallen for this one or any of the other 10 things we end up wasting our money on, even though we're pretty smart. But you know, when you want to watch a movie that has a Stars subscription and you start the free trial just to watch the movie, make sure you cancel it. The next silly thing that even smart people will waste money on is buying brand new cars. When you purchase a brand spanking new car and you drive it off the lot, it's gonna lose about 9% of its value. And if you buy a car that's $48,000, you're basically throwing $4,320 out the window as you're driving away. Because technically that car is now used. And research shows that new cars will hit their biggest drop in value after 12 months of owning it. Because now after 1 year, your car is probably worth about 20% less than the price you paid for it. 20% less. And I know a lot of people who only choose to buy brand new cars because they believe it's more dependable, reliable, and they won't need to pay as much for repairs and maintenance. Either way, man, used car or new car, you're gonna be paying for maintenance if you want that thing to last a long time. That's why for me, I've only purchased used cars, and there are things you can do to make the whole process a little less sketchy and a lot less risky. Like you can use some of the practical tools out there like Carfax to learn about the vehicle history, if it's been in any accidents, and you can use Kelley Blue Book to understand more about the pricing and if what you're buying is actually worth it. And if you're in the market for a used car, there's some intuitive ways to know if you're about to get screwed over. 1, look at the region where this car has been driven. For me, I'm from Florida, and I always felt a lot better about buying cars that were only driven in the Florida area because obviously we know it's just flats. I'm not buying a car that was driven mainly in like Colorado or Utah where they're fighting mountains all the time. And something else to consider is who was the driver of this vehicle before. The Honda Civic that I purchased was driven by a teenage daughter who was really shy, and we met the dad and we met the family, and I can't see this girl drag racing in a Walmart parking lot. These are just some small things to consider when you're buying a used car. If you want to check out my used car buying guide, use the link in the description. My final piece of advice, if you don't want to waste extra cash while buying a new car, is to not care what the seller thinks of you. A lot of people at the dealership or when talking to a private seller are hesitant to ask questions or even to negotiate because they don't want to come across like a cheapskate or they don't want to waste the seller's time. But this is your literal second biggest purchase outside of a home. You have the right to ask questions and the right to say no if this doesn't fit your budget. Tik Tok Shop products. Tik Tok Shop is going crazy right now. I know a lot of people earning a ton of money from this arm of the company, and their algorithm is so good that the products they show you are just such a good fit. Honestly, for me as a creator, I always get videos about different iPhone tripods and holders, and my wife gets a ton of videos about skincare products. And if you do frequent the TikTok For You page, you know, like every third video is some product where the creator earns some commissions, and these creators are getting so good with their hooks, it's easy to fall for it. So let me know as well in the comments if you've fallen for one of these TikTok Shop items that you had to get. Getting a timeshare. Honestly, I get a little sketched out if a product or service requires such hardcore marketing and sales. Like, why are you offering me a free cruise or a $200 credit on my vacation or a nice dinner and a drink? For my wife and I, when we went on our honeymoon in Cancun, we had some people offer us a free excursion to go out, explore some of the caves, and take a free boat ride. And they told us all we had to do was sit in a quick 45-minute presentation about one of their vacation rental products. Turned out to be a timeshare, and turned out this meeting was not 45 minutes, it almost became 2 hours, and we had to get through so many layers of no just to leave and get on with our vacation. One of the biggest reasons that timeshares can be a waste of money is that you don't actually have any ownership over what you're buying. All you get is the right to use the space for a specified amount of time. And if you're a traveler or you want to explore the world, why would you tie yourself down to just one place? Like, why are you always gonna go to the Keys in Florida every single year at this time? Maybe one day you wanna go to Costa Rica or Hawaii or Europe. And as you go through with these timeshares, you're gonna have little control over different fees like maintenance and management. Typically, they go up every single year around 3 to 5%. For us, since we don't wanna follow someone else's conditions on how we're gonna vacation, we save up our own travel fund. Every month, we contribute around $300 into this fund, and we're always saving up for vacations so that we have the whole world as our oyster. Getting car repairs at the dealership. It's so easy to just pay the bill and get your car serviced at the dealership because they provide you with some great amenities. You can go chill on their soft, comfy chairs, get those cookies, get that free Wi-Fi, but that's gonna be the most expensive Wi-Fi and cookies you've ever had. Dealerships can end up charging you 30 to 50% more than local repair shops, according to NerdWallet. A lot of people feel safer going to the dealership because, of course, these are the makers of your car and they always provide some kind of great warranty. But that's not the only place where you can access a warranty. A lot of local repair shops will put a warranty for 2 to 3 years or a certain amount of miles on that repair. And you can find a lot of people who know what they're doing, or maybe they were an ex-employee at the same exact dealership. So there's someone you can trust with the repair of your vehicle. The only thing is you gotta do your research. One of the best ways I've used to find trusted mechanics in my area is Facebook. Most towns or cities will have a Facebook group where you can just ask general questions like, where do you go to bring your car? Or here's my car and here's the problem. Who would you trust with this repair? And you can get some real and raw feedback and referrals from the locals in your area. Like all the Karens will tell you if something's bad and all the Joes will tell you what's good. Financial advisors at the wrong time. Financial advisors can definitely be worth it if you have a more complex financial situation or if you just have a ton of assets that you just don't have time to manage. But if you're just getting started on your personal finance journey, hiring a financial advisor could be like hiring a professional chef to cook ramen noodles, because that's what you're probably eating. If your net worth is still below 100K, or you're still paying off some debts, or you don't have savings over $10,000, you probably don't need a financial advisor just yet. There's so many free resources out there to learn how to get started on your saving and investing journey. Like for me, opening my Roth IRA and contributing to a couple of index funds and mutual funds did not take professional help. I just know enough from seeing people doing this and watching YouTube videos to know that this is a safe and low risk way to start investing. Honestly, if you don't have that many assets and maybe your net worth isn't that high yet, I would recommend a financial coach first before a financial advisor. What a financial coach will do is guide you as you're building your budget, as you're learning to save money over time, and as you're navigating finances in your family dynamic. Later on, financial advisors will be able to help you through those more complex issues. Like if you have multiple real estate investment properties, maybe you're now looking to withdraw from your retirement accounts, or maybe you just had a boost in your income. At that point, paying a small fee, preferably just a flat fee up front, is going to be worth it to help you make these drastic financial choices. Buying too many online courses. If you're a small business owner and entrepreneur, or maybe just someone really into personal development, you probably make decisions quickly. Personally, I'm guilty of purchasing coaching programs, online courses, or memberships that I didn't really utilize fully. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of pros to investing into yourself and shortening your learning curve by getting into some of these coaching programs. The only issue is when you start stacking them and signing up for multiple at the same time. If you get too excited and get into all these programs, you're probably gonna do them really badly, or you're not badly? What the heck? You're probably gonna do them pretty badly or just not finish them overall. So the smart move here, so you're not wasting your money, is to complete one course or program before you move on to another. Very niche kitchenware. There are a lot of cool kitchen gadgets that we can see on TV or on social media that make us think, wow, I need that. That'll help me save so much time. But in the end, all they do is just take up space and collect dust. Even something like the slap chop. Vince does a great job at selling this, but ultimately these are all things you can do with your knife. And a lot of times the ingredients that we're trying to slap chop up don't even fit within this specific device. One easy rule I follow is that if this tool is meant specifically for one dish and one dish only, that you don't even eat that often, then you probably don't need it, and it's probably just gonna be a waste of money if you buy it. Like, I don't need a gnocchi board or a pasta cutter. Those are things that I would probably do for a fun date night, but not something I would actually use consistently. Expensive morning routines. We've all seen him, the man with the mouth tape and the bowl full of premium water and ice for his fancy morning routine. All those those things are very unrealistic and not practical for the average person. But don't get me wrong, I really appreciate people now emphasizing their health, their wellness, and their energy levels. The only thing is that some of these gadgets are not going to be the game changer between your life now versus what your life can be. I find that these gadgets like a cold plunge and red light therapy panels are just something to optimize what you already have going on. Like, this isn't going to be the big step that's gonna change your mood and boost your energy. These are more like the small finishing steps if you're already doing the right stuff. And the right stuff ultimately comes down to just getting good sleep, eating the right stuff, and exercising your body. If you're doing the big three, that's how you're gonna see the biggest difference in your morning routine and your daily energy levels. And if you wanna start optimizing things, you don't even have to go and purchase the big old cold plunge. You can probably start with just a few small things, like maybe getting some blackout curtains or an eye mask to improve the quality of your sleep, or maybe just purchasing a gym membership so that you can lift and get some cardio in. Those things are gonna be the key players in improving your energy throughout the day. I went a little fancy this year and got a Whoop band to help me track my sleep, to figure out my recovery, and also to see my strain throughout the day. But once again, this just assesses my body. It's not gonna make any changes to my body. That all comes down to me and what I do. Buying things just because they're on sale. I was always a victim to this. Like, whenever I would see a bright red clearance sign, I would just be magnetized to that point, thinking that I'm gonna find some clothes with a great deal and I wouldn't even need clothes in the first place. Even worse is when you get these deals and sales through your email. Like, some of the things we've fallen for were those Bath and Body Works deals that are always going on, but just feel so great to get, 5 bottles or whatever for $10. Or something like Gymshark, where they'll tell me, hey, we're having this clear out event, we're just trying to get rid of this product, so here's a sale for you. That's the only reason why I own some Gymshark. Going cheap instead of quality. If you watch this channel, you know that I used to be more along the lines of cheapskate rather than frugal. I remember one time buying a pack of 5 t-shirts from Burlington for like $7. I thought I was getting a killer deal because these were cheaper. They were all these black shirts and I thought I was gonna go for this new school minimal black t-shirt look. But the first time I washed and dried these shirts, they all literally shrunk up on me. So I couldn't even wear them, so I had to go out and then buy quality shirts after that. Ended up wasting $7 on this pointless pack of t-shirts when I should have just went quality at the very beginning. So let me know in the comments if you've ever bought one of these items, and let me know, did you think it was worth your money or a waste of money? I want to hear all your opinions, and if you want to watch a video about some of the things that I'm no longer buying this year, click right here and I'll see you guys over there. Peace.